Okay, so the first deck I wanted to share is Cat Tarot. And this is actually my second cat deck. My very first tarot deck a few years ago had cats. But this is just a completely different style of artwork. And I'm very excited to be working with this deck. This deck does follow the traditional 78 card Rider-Waite system. Interestingly enough, this particular deck does not come with its own guidebook. It's just a standalone deck, and so you're going to want to use just a general source for interpreting cards, understanding the cards. I am loving Pam Richards' tarot book, but there are a few others out there. That's just the one I'm kind of currently using right now and really enjoying. So you can see that the artwork is pretty, just, I don't know, I just love it. I fell in love with this deck. I backed it on Kickstarter several months ago. But I'll just do a quick tour through so you can kind of see. So you see a lot of the traditional imagery is maintained. I like it when these artists and creators kind of keep some of the imagery that we're used to seeing, especially if you've done like tarot studies where you're kind of learning what a lot of the imagery means. I think sometimes when the cards are a little too liberal in their interpretation, it can kind of make it a little harder to connect. I don't know. Anyway, oh, this is one of my favorites, obviously. So you see, this deck does maintain a lot of the traditional imagery. Oops, that's that one. Okay, and then we get into the minor arcana here. Just, if you're a cat lover like me, I think this is definitely a deck that you would enjoy using. I love the just can't be bothered look on each cat's face. I think that's, as any cat lover knows, that's what you get when you have cats. I must have been manifesting a cat because a few years ago when I got my first tarot deck, and it was a cat tarot deck. I hadn't had a cat in several years, and of course this summer the cat distribution system did its job, and we now have a cat. And so he's wandering around the room now, so hopefully he won't hop up and knock anything off the table that I'm working at. So now we get into the cups. So you see a lot of the imagery that you would expect. Get to the swords. See the blindfold. Cat ears. I think maintaining a lot of the traditional imagery helps with interpretation. Maybe you're less likely to need to depend on what kind of swords. On a guidebook, if you've learned some of the traditional interpretations, so Page of Swords. I've really enjoyed the artwork. I haven't worked with any of these new decks yet. Cute, very cute. Pentacles. So you see kind of a combination. The Two of Pentacles, he's holding pentacle coins. And some of these are just pentacles, kind of free-floating, freestanding. Eight of Pentacles, discs. Right. The Page. Right. Queen. Okay. So this was just, it's really cute. You can see the backing. Not too over sturdy, I guess. So it's going to be easy for shuffling, very comfortable for shuffling. You know, I do have some newer decks that are just stiff. You can kind of see the edging. It's just real comfortable to hold. Right. I also like that it's not super glossy, so I don't have to worry. I mean, you get obviously it's reflecting some of the light from my camera, but it's not blinding like some really glossy cards are. So I'll include the creator info paintings by Into the Nature of Tarot, but I'll include that in the notes. Anyway, so this is my new tarot deck, and look for my next video in this series for the next deck I've gotten.